This is an interesting musical tidbit. So apparently Christopher Cross turned down playing on the Steely Dan record. Maybe he had heard about what Mark Knopfler went through. You know, they're very meticulous, especially the way Donald Fagen and the structuring and the way they go over this and that and the other. So maybe he, you know, Steely Dan records are not for the faint of heart in terms of styling because you really don't put them in a box. The musicality is a bit of everything, even though Donald Fagen did not want it to be classified yacht rock, but they fit into an interesting hybrid of music. So, where would you fit in? But I remember, I want to say Glamour Profession, I want to say Mark Knopfler. He played guitar on the track, and I remember that solo because it was kind of odd the way it was kind of like a wing being spread out. I remember the tone, the way it hit. And I remember, I think, Patty Austin's vocals and the way it was played over it. So it's the way that they would mix and match the music and put the stylings together. But I think after Christopher Cross Ride Like the Wind, which was a tight solo, we know how tight his record came up. It also could be because of the Michael McDonald Association. Let's remember, Michael McDonald was the hook man, and he did a lot of hooks for Steely Dan, for Peg and others, and so him and Fake, all that. So it's all connected. But when I hear like the music for Never Be the Same, that would have sounded good on the Steely Dan record. This Christopher Cross had a couple songs like Never Be the Same. And when you hear Arthur's theme, it's the chorus and the arrangement which would not have sounded out of place on a Steely Dan record. So listening to it in hindsight, I could hear that. I could hear that. But the word was he was kind of intimidated by playing with them on their record because they do carry crazy weight as musicians, especially with the way they could get the stylings that they could get out of the musicianship that they brought. When you brought Bernard Purdy, and they remember they had Joe Sample on the Ja album. They had a lot of people that would come through. Jeff Baxter, who used to the long haired cat who played guitar on the Doobie Brothers and played with Steely Dan, all that. You hear all those those musicians, and you hear the standards, and so it's like, okay, how do we? And Walter Becker knew how to craft a lot of, especially on guitar, he knew how to craft a lot musically as a producer in his ears, and of course Donald Fagen. So when you are in that hybrid in that channel, they're definitely challenging you, and they're using you in spaces and places. So it was definitely a chess match. There's no checkers with that. So interestingly, to read that he turned them down, and I'm sure that there are a lot of different acts that would have sounded good with that Steely Dan, especially the Gary Katz produced records, would have sounded really good. When you think, but when they bring in session musicians, they get in the real pros. Jeff Porcaro, obviously Greg Gaines and Patty Austin and Valerie Simpson, amongst others. You have a lot of top tier quality people coming on and other work. So would have been interesting though. Christopher Cross had a part on one of their records though, because it almost seems kind of random, but people forget how talented Christopher Cross was. It wasn't just some, and I can't stand when some people out to make Ed Sheeran to be like him. Ed Sheeran ain't got no songs that's singing no sailing or Ride Like the Wind. You can still play, pardon me, Christopher Cross's records today, especially his hit run, that window, it still sounds fresh. Just saying. So the guy had definitely a touch and could play too. But anyway, let me know what you think about Christopher Cross turning down playing on the Steely Dan album. Do you think it was a big mistake, or do you understand why he did it? Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another shit if you like, and hit that membership, because when you do, requests like this come true. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm a purse.